Hello, how you doing? Is this Robert
Uh,
Littal?
It is.
This is Robert Littal. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well.
All
Thank you
right.
for working with me.
What do you say?
I said thank you for. I know the times and the days have changed a bit, but I just want to thank you for working around my schedule.
Okay. Don't we all have scheduled conflicts? I know. All right. So, how long have you been writing Black Sports Online?
It's been over about 10 years
10
now. It's
years.
been a while. Yeah. I started in 2007 and really got going around maybe 2009 and 2010. It's been a while.
Wow, unbelievable. Now, is like 2006 or 2007?
It was 2007.
Okay. 2007. Wow, unbelievable. All right, so I know this year, and well, this because last year was last year TBS did the Final Four, and then right now CBS because we have a lot of questions by the way because I know this year will be
Mm.
CBS. So, did you ever thought of South Carolina ever being like a Cinderella team this year?
No, I mean, I don't think anybody thought much of South Carolina about anything. I mean, let's be honest. When the Final Four and March Madness happens, you always feel like you're going to get a couple of teams that you knew about the entire year, but there's always like one that kind of sneaks in there and be like, hey, where are these guys? Where'd they come from? And they always have an interesting story, and that's South Carolina. But I don't know anyone who can actually say, "Hey, I had a bracket, I filled it out, and South Carolina was the team that that I had going to the Final Four."
And then, of course, you have Oregon and North Carolina. By the way, this is the first time that Oregon has been to the Final Four since 1939, and that was the year they won the national championship. Because right now in this generation, when you think of Oregon, you think of Oregon football. You don't think of like Oregon basketball, but they have been doing well the past couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, it comes in cycles, and I think the year that they won was like the original tournament, like the first one that they ever had. So it's kind of crazy that it's been that long. You would think out there, Oregon's a pretty, like you said, a pretty big program now, especially football. And normally, if you're a big football program, eventually you start to get basketball in the athletes that you need. But what I noticed is that a lot of these teams that are in the Final Four, they're not filled with like one and done guys, not only young guys. There are teams that have has a lot of juniors and seniors and have been around for a while, and maybe that's a trend that's happening that the teams that are able to keep some guys or have guys that are not ready just to jump to the NBA as soon as possible. When it comes time and the pressure of tournament, they seem to work out a little bit well than the team that are loaded with freshmen.
Once again, by the way, for those of you listening to the show, Robert tells on the Shawn Stewart show. So the first game will be 7th-ranked South Carolina, and then Gonzaga. That'll be at 6:09, and then the big game I want to watch is 3rd-ranked Oregon and top-ranked UNC. That's a 9:45 game. Both of the games are on CBS. And right now, the NBA season is about to wind down. Of course, many people are speculating that maybe Russell Westbrook or James Harden may be MVP. So, in your opinion, because like I said, this NBA season is about to be over, who do you think should be MVP?
Well, if I had a vote, I would vote for James Harden. The reason, and it really has less to do with Russell Westbrook and more to do with James Harden, is that Harden is not just a point guard now that almost averaging a triple double like Westbrook, but he's, in my opinion, has elevated all of his teammates around him. And when I say that, I mean he has good teammates. But some of his teammates are playing at like an all-star level, and they get a trade like Lou Williams, who played well and has always been a good six-man, and he has him out here, playing like Ray Allen. And I just feel like Russell Westbrook has had an amazing season, one of the legendary seasons of all time, but he handles the ball so much and he shoots so much, and that it's almost like video game type of numbers. There's nothing to take away from those because they're incredible. For someone to actually average a triple double, in 2017 is amazing. But if you're talking about most valuable player and a team and a franchise and a player that people were maybe a little bit down on coming into the season, I think James Harden, from game one almost to game 82 has been the most consistent. It's his numbers, not just the actual averages, but look at the percentages. The percentage of how many points that he is personally responsible for, shooting percentage, the free throw percentage, the 3-point percentage. They're all very high. I think overall, he's just had a better overall year, a better overall team, and it's a team that a lot of people did not expect to end up third, in the West.
As of right now, if you're looking at the Western Conference right now, you have the Warriors number 1, two the Spurs, third is Houston, fourth is the Jazz, by the way. Many people are not talking about them. That's the sad part. The Clippers are fifth, and then the Thunder are sixth. Seventh is the Grizzlies, and the eighth is the Trailblazers. So the Trailblazers right now are 36 and 38, while the Grizzlies are 41 and 34. So, like I said, many people right now, because when we think of the Utah Jazz, you think of Karl Malone, Jerry Sloan, and John Stockton, and now this is like a very totally different Jazz organization. So, why do you think many people aren't talking about the Jazz organization?
Well, it's Utah, and the thing about the NBA. The NBA probably more than any other sport has kind of like an urban feel. It's a lot more. It's highly African American players and a lot of European players, and we get caught up with superstars. We like to talk about Westbrook or KD or LeBron and these guys, and just Utah is just kind of out of it's Utah. They don't really have that guy. They got a lot of good solid players. But they don't have that guy that kind of captures the imagination that the people are going to talk on social media. I think Memphis Grizzlies have been like that for years. Very good team, go to the playoffs routinely, but they just don't have a guy that really generates type of conversation that these other teams do. Now, once the playoffs starts, if the Jazz could pull an upset, or I guess they'd be favored, to be perfectly honest with you. But I don't think if they're facing the Clippers like that, I can see a lot of people say, well, the Clippers have been in the playoffs multiple times with this core that they should beat the Jazz. So the Jazz has an opportunity, I think. When the playoffs start, everybody's watching, everybody's locked in to really make a statement that hey, this is a team that maybe as soon as this year or next year can be competing for championships, but you got to show and prove in the playoffs.
All right. So when does the NBA playoffs supposed to start? Like in April, middle of April or something?
Yeah. So I think it's about I think each team has maybe 7 to 8 games left. So right after the Final Four is coming up, so probably a week or so after I think they start the first round games, and then it goes all the way to April. Goes through, half of April, goes through all of May before the NBA finals start up in early June.
Got it. So, yeah. And by the way, I did hear another one. Do you write for TMZ, by the way?
No, I don't. I don't write for TMZ. Sometimes they share our content, and I know some of the guys. The young ladies over there, so we have a relationship, but I don't work for them.
Okay, I thought that's what I thought. Now there was another. I did say this earlier ago that remember that Louisville had an incident where they had like a stripper, a former escort that was supposed to be in the campus, and right now they said, all right, this is over, so on, so on. So did you hear any stories about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to me, that's the type of story that is not uncommon in college sports. I think, just someone actually, talking about it and writing a book and going to the TV is a little bit, is different. But, as long as I've, been around, strippers and escorts, or sometimes the girls, they would have, like the kids would come on, the high school kids, the athletes would come and visit the school. And, they would have girls, kind of be their escorts around, no pun intended. So like, to me, that was really a non-story to me, only because it happens at a lot of different, we've all seen, he got game with Jesus Shuttlesworth. That's not that far out of the realm of reality. But yeah, I think the only real, good story about that was the fact that, this person wrote a book and went on TV, and that, she wasn't very attractive. You would think Louisville would be able to do a little bit better in regards to their escorts.
Now, and this is not the first time Rick Pitino has been in trouble before. So why do schools still like Pitino? Do you think people like Pitino because of his records, or do you think like they like him because they know for some odd reason he just do some cool stuff?
Yeah, if you win, a lot of people will overlook a lot of things. I mean, we've seen some of the most, upstanding coaches in the world. Nice guys, graduate their students, or no, major flaws or anything. But if they lose, they get fired. I mean, that's why Charlie Strong. Everybody was saying that's the nicest guy, outstanding, individual. But he didn't win at Texas, so he got fired. Ty Willerhan at Notre Dame, same type of deal. So in the end, if you win and you win a lot, teams are more likely to overlook certain things. You look at someone like Bobby Petrino. If Bobby Petrino didn't win football games, his track record is really like crazy. He makes Rick Pitino seem like, PBS by comparison, but he keeps getting jobs because, he wins football games. And in the end, I think, if you win in basketball games, you win in football games, unless it's like something truly like egregious, they're going to overlook it.
Okay. Now, for those of you who are listening, Robert Tales on the Shawn Stewart Show, did I pronounce your last name right?
Yeah, absolutely perfect.
Okay, thank you. You did wrote an article 10 years ago. I'm not 10 years ago. I said 10 years ago. I meant 10 days ago. That was a little humor. You wrote an article 10 days ago, and you were saying that Sage Steele called you a liar. But it was originally said like Sage Steele voted for Trump. Now, what made you wrote that article?
Well, I mean, that's factual. She called me a liar in saying that, some of the things that she had said in the past about black people causing their own being racist themselves and being responsible for some of the things that have happened to them in society. And she said that wasn't true, but I didn't appreciate that. No one likes to be called a liar because, that goes to your credibility and brand, and she's a very big name, so when she says that, people pay attention to it. So I felt like I needed to defend myself, defend my brand, and the best way that I thought to do that is to just simply show the facts. The facts, the quotes, the videos, the things that she said and on social media over the years. Is not like a 1 year thing. This goes back 4, 5, 6 years of her saying some really suspect things, normally in regards to race and in regards to black people, and being negative towards the black race, and asking black people to praise white people, and specifically her husband and her mother for not being racist, I suppose. So, I mean, I felt that was important to write about, only because, not just because she called me a liar, but also because her message. And, when you're a big person in media like that, and you say certain things, and the people that are co-signing, your message are KKK members and white nationalists and Trump supporters that, are telling people to get out of the country, is that really, if you're saying something and you're black and those are the people that are co-signing, is that not a sign that maybe what you're saying is a little bit off track? But I wanted to show that, not, just say it, not just tweet it, but to put something down factually written, that someone can always go back and fact check if they like, and see the type of person that, we're dealing with here, with Sage Steele. I've never attacked her. I've never called her out of her name. I've never called any of her family members or anything like that. All I did was simply show the facts and let people decide how they felt about it after it was written.
Now, here's another question I want to ask you. Do you think black people can be racist?
No. Black people can't be racist.
Wait. Hold on. Did you say black people can't be racist?
They can't.
Wait. Hold on. How about the Black Lives Matter? You don't think that's a racist group?
No, not at all.
Why not?
Okay, I can tell you why. I can tell you why.
Please explain me. And I'll explain you to my explanation.
Okay, well, minorities can't be racist because to me, when you're a minority, you're not the majority. So the whole point of being a racist is someone that you're the majority race that is trying to hold down the minority. So a black person cannot be racist to a white person because we're not the people that are trying to hold the other person back. In my opinion, this is just my opinion, white people, say we're not, hold on, if they were not, not all, I'm not saying all, I'm just saying some.
Right.
If we didn't have this issue, if we didn't have this issue of racism and everybody just loved everybody else, right? Then black people wouldn't have a reason to be upset because nobody would be treating us a certain way or would be trying to hold us back and so on and so forth. So I believe that black people can be mean to people, yes. So I believe that they could be, they can have certain feelings about another race that maybe is not right. Absolutely. But can they actually be racist? I don't think so because the whole point is a reaction to how they're being treated or how we're being treated. And if we wasn't treated that way, we wouldn't have this type of reaction toward a different race, that being the white race that is. So if you want to say your side of it, I'm definitely willing to listen.
Okay. Now, the reason why I asked that question, because because I have some black friends that voted for Trump, which I have no problem with. I have no problem with that. If you voted for Trump, that's okay with you. If you vote for Hillary, that's okay with you. But don't ever try to push that agenda on me feeling like I'm a victim. So when I think of the Black Lives Matter, I think of as a very racist group. This is my opinion because here's the crazy part about the Black Lives Matter. If a white person kills a black cop, we want to say Black Lives Matter. But if it's not a black on black crime, people don't say there's no Black Lives Matter. So the whole Black Lives Matter to me is really stupid. And I also look at it like this: it's more than just white supremacy. There's also black supremacy. That's the way I feel. You're different, so I'm not trying to be Mr. Right. I'm just telling you from my point of perspective.
No, listen. I think to say the reason in my mind that you can't equate black on black crime to what Black Lives Matter is talking about is because all races have crime against each other. White and the majority of the crime is white on white or Mexican on Mexican or black on black. That happens. That's just the way. That's how it's always been. I mean, you normally have more crime against the people that you're around, and you're mostly around your own race. I think when something like Black Lives Matter is how do people react when certain things happen where, say a cop, shoots an unarmed black person. It's a reaction. Why is a cop reacting to that where we see situations where a cop will, a white guy will come out of a house with a gun and shoot people and, shoot at people and take him alive. So it's not so much that we feel, in my mind, that we want something special. It's just we want to be treated just like everybody else. So if cops feel like they take criminals, a lot of times and using their weapon should be the last, justification. That should be the last option. And they show that restraint when it comes to, white offenders. I would prefer it to be that way with black offenders. But you don't see stuff like that a lot of the times. And then when it does happen and we ask questions, the cops get to go on vacation. There's rarely any type of convictions, and that leads to frustration. So if people are not speaking about it, then it just continues to keep happening. And so, is everybody that says Black Lives Matter all on the up and up? Probably not. But, that's like saying that every politician, got our best interests at mind. Of course not. But the message, of Black Lives Matter should be resonated, should be something that everybody cares about. Because you can't say all lives matter unless black lives matter as much as everybody else's life. And, we don't see that all the time.
So, like you said, from your perspective, you don't think that black people hate white people. That's what basically you're saying, right? Now, I'm not saying all black
No,
people. I'm saying majority.
no. I mean, I hate white
Right?
people.
I'm not saying
Like
that. I'm
I
not
always
saying
try
that. I'm not saying
to,
that.
I try to explain like this to white people. Like you can be pro-black and not be anti-white. Like you know, it's more like, hey, I'm sticking up for my kind against not all of you, but the ones that are making all of you look bad. It's funny because you know if you look at the news, like I had a friend when I was in high school, and his parents, he was a white guy, and his parents, you know, they would watch the news, and you know all they would see is all this, you know, black violence, right? And then I remember I went to his house one time, and I had dinner with him, and his dad like pulls me aside, and he's like, "Hey, I just thought all black people were like I saw on the news because it was all, you know, negative. You know, it wasn't racist, and he wasn't prejudiced. That's all he knew because he didn't interact with anybody. So when I'm talking about, you know, white people or white supremacists or racists or people like that, it's not me saying, hey, every white person is like that. I know that a lot of white people, you know, wish it wasn't like that, but you don't want to be stereotyped because of what other people are doing. So to me, at that point, you have to show that, you know, everybody's not like this. And when I'm, you know, speaking of these people, it's not me saying, oh, man, all white people are bad, all white people are racist, all this, that. What I'm saying is these particular people, and a lot of times, unfortunately, there are people in power are the ones that are, you know, having these type of, you know, thoughts. You know, you have to show that out so people that maybe are not aware. Okay, like, look, this is why we're upset. This is why we're angry. This is why we're frustrated because of these things that are continually happening.
Now, do you believe that the Black Lives Matter should focus on black crime? Because, like I said, like when we look at the Black Lives Matter, like there has been incidents where cops has been very guilty. I'm just saying. Do you think like the Black Lives Matter movement? Because, like I say, I'm not pro-black. I'm not part of the Black Lives Matter, no nothing like that. Do you think the Black Lives Matter should focus on what we need to do as people? Because I can't speak for all people, all black people.
No, I don't. I think so, and I'll tell you why. Because nobody ever says, you know, if a white person does something bad, nobody says, well, should they focus on white crime? You know, that's just not how it works. Like, if you're talking about an injustice, and I'm not saying people like, you know, this black on black crime is something that you should just ignore. I think any community, I don't care if it's the black community, the Mexican community, the white community, the Asian community, everybody should be focused on bettering their own race. And you don't want violence of any type between your own race or between different races. Violence is bad all the way around. But to me, to try to say, well, they need to focus on it, that's not what they're for. You know, we understand that happens, just like it happens with every other race. We're focusing on the injustices that are happening to us that are not caused by us, which I think is a thing. Like if you do it to yourself, then okay, you obviously okay, I'm doing this to myself. I know that I'm doing it to I have no one else to blame but myself. So to me, that's a totally different other, you know, conversation of what we're doing to ourselves. Now, what shouldn't be happening is things happening to us that we have no control over. You know, we shouldn't, you know, be getting pulled over and getting shot for no reason. Like that, there's no justification for that. So to me, that's more pressing than, you know, what's happening, you know, that we are doing to each other. Because to me, that's a totally different conversation for a totally different thing. But that's just like saying, you know, white kids on spring break shouldn't be, you know, drinking and violence and having brawls and all of this. I mean, that's a totally separate thing, causing it to themselves than something that's happening to us that we have no control over. And, you know, that's what I think Black Lives Matter and other groups like that have been around for, you know, years are focused on. It's like, you know, there are certain things that we deserve, certain rights, we deserve certain respect that we're not getting, and we're going to keep talking about it until that actually happens.
So basically, like, you don't believe in accountability because, like, I'm not saying like all black women, I'm not saying that because, like, when I look at the data, it's like 76 or 70% women have like babies out of wedlock. So you don't think the Black Lives Matter needs to be addressed because that really needs to be addressed.
No, that's not.
Why not? Why
I
not?
think what misunderstanding is because you're.
So basically, you're giving them a free pass, basically.
No, I'm saying
just said no.
Else,
you just said no.
What I'm saying is you don't say that to any other race.
We're not talking about other races. We're talking about blacks. We're talking about blacks.
Well,
don't talk about other races. Don't talk about.
No, it's important.
Don't talk about other races. We're talking about blacks.
No, it's important.
Please listen to the question.
Because it's not being fair. Black
I am
people,
being fair.
For whatever reason, have to do more than any other race. I don't know.
We're not talking about other races.
Like
stick on the question.
No, it matters.
If you're not sticking to the question, we can answer. We can hang it up.
No. The question is no. I already answered the question. That's not the point. No.
Then please
they don't have to
listen.
Do that.
Oh my.
No, they don't have to do that, and they don't have to do that because black people are always asked to do more than whatever the point is at hand, for whatever the reason may be. And so to answer your question, no, they don't have to talk about black on black crime. They don't have to talk about
that needs to be addressed. You know that, right?
They have to talk about what they want to speak on, what they want to bring a light to, which is injustices that is happening to our race that are not in our control. That's the only thing that they have to talk about if that's what they want to do. If they want to venture out into these other things, that's more power to them. But no, they're not required, to do that. And so that's to answer your question.
So basically you're saying is it's okay for them to have babies by different guys, start looting and all that other stuff, because that's basically what you're basically saying. I'm not stupid.
What does that have to do with Black Lives Matter? Like, that's two totally different things.
That's not two totally different things. Focus on the whole thing.
No, that's but you saying Black Lives Matter has control over someone having a kid out of wedlock. Like, that's
I'm talking about black people in general.
Well, you can't say you just said Black Lives Matter needs to do
because they don't address that issue.
Right. I'm saying that has nothing. Black Lives Matter has nothing to do with those issues. Those issues are internal issues that anybody black can deal with and talk about and educate on. It doesn't have to be specific to Black Lives Matter, and it doesn't, in my mind, it doesn't make them any less of an organization if they're focused on other things that are going on right now. That's something that can start at home. That can start with the parents. That can start with the schools. It's not something that Black Lives Matter has to address. It's something that we can just address on our own. It doesn't take away from the things that they're doing. So that's my answer to that.
So basically, it's like, it's none of our business. That's their business, basically.
No, I didn't say that. What I said was if they want to address it, that's fine. If they want to address injustices that are happening, that's also fine. They're not required to basically fix every problem that's going on in the black community when dealing with white people and dealing with black people. That's not their responsibility. Their responsibility is to have a focus on what they're focused on, which is injustices, and all of these other things. That is stuff that you, anyone can
don't put me in this category.
No,
I'm totally different.
I don't understand how that would be different.
I'm totally different because I don't represent the savages that be doing the looting stuff, the girls that be getting pregnant by different guys. I don't represent those people. I only represent people those that want to listen.
So what I'm saying is that any race has bad people. So I don't understand what's the difference. Like, I'm sure that the mass murderers, that they shoot up schools and stuff, I'm sure the whites are like, well, I don't represent them. Well, obviously, I understand that. So you shouldn't be judged by, or you shouldn't be stereotyped by someone doing something stupid. So if someone is out there looting or someone out there is doing, criminal activities, I don't want them to get away with that. They should go to jail. I mean, that's just common sense. I don't understand what that has to do with people that are trying to do good and trying to get a message across that, black people lives matter. Like, to me, that's two totally different, things.
Now, it's another question. You said she voted for Trump, right? Did that really bother you?
No,
Okay.
it's not that.
Okay.
I don't care who she voted for.
Okay.
I don't care who she married. I don't care if her kids are biracial. I don't care who her mother is. What I care about is that you can be all of that. You can do all of that, but you don't have to talk down to black people. That to me, I know people that voted for Trump. I know people that are biracial. I mean, I know people that are in interracial relationships, and they're just normal people. Like they're not talking down to black people every time somebody puts a microphone in their mouth. About a racial issue. They're not telling black people that, hey, you should praise my white mother for dealing with my father. You should praise my white husband for marrying me. Nobody says that. Like, that's just weird. I don't know why anybody would say something like that. So I don't care about her political affiliation. I don't care if she likes white guys. I don't care about any of that. Those are all personal choices. But when you try to push your agenda of, I guess, white superiority on everybody else, then I do have a problem with that.
Robert tells on the Shawn Stewart Show for those of you who are listening. So if you have any questions or comments, you can leave them to the inbox already. So where can my listeners find you on social media?
So you can find me at BSO on Twitter. Facebook and Instagram is Black Sports Online, and the Snapchat is Robert Littal, Litttal. And then, of course, the website is blacksportsonline.com, and you can check out both our sports and entertainment division, BSO, ENT. So we got you both covered.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Robert Littal. Thank you so much, and I'll have you on a future show.
All right, I appreciate you.
All right, thank you. Bye. Take care. Boy. Wow. So he doesn't believe in accountability, huh? So basically just give him a free pass. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. I'm definitely going to put this on YouTube. That's the one thing about black people. We want to be, everybody has to be agreeable. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm giving them the questions and, oh my God. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. I know Derek Jones was listening to the, yeah, I know. I don't get it. That was, I asked the questions. Hey, I'm not trying to force anybody's opinion. But like I say, I don't believe in the Black Lives Matter. I don't believe this pro-black movement. I just think it's a waste of time. You only help those who are in need, not because of their color of skin. Boy. This is pretty sad. It's really sad. I mean, how in God's green earth be writing for 10 years you wrote this stuff? Like, I don't care if somebody's married to a white person or an Asian guy, like, really. But I just really couldn't, I just said, I'm done. I'm done. And the sickliest part was, he don't believe that black people can be racist. What? Black people can't be racist. I'll say all races can be racist at certain points. Let me say that. We can be prejudiced. It's not just blacks. So don't say black people can't be racist. That's pretty stupid. God, I hate you people. At least somebody got some common sense. Half the people in the Black Lives Movement are racist. Yes, I agree. And most of them run by single mothers anyway, trying to emasculate men anyway. I hate that movement. Jeez. Oh my God. I'm glad I don't have to work tomorrow. Oh God. Alright. Speaking of that, while my head is... And yes, they preach racism and get away with it. And they won't hold them accountable for women that spread their legs to Tom, Dick, and Harry by different guys. I don't understand that. There needs to be a combo for that. I ain't hear Barack Obama, Michelle Obama said anything like that. And you claim him that's y'all good president. How's that working out? Hate you people. Man, you guys look at the news so much. Y'all don't even do research. That's why I don't even talk to people a lot of times. Oh my God. Well, anyway, go to our website at sportforfans.com. Don't put no triple W's. Just put sportforfans.com. That is sports, number 4 fans, FANZ.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Google+. Sport for Fans all in one, including Instagram, including Pinterest as well. We're available on Pinterest. And I will put that clip on YouTube. Oh my God. That is the silliest thing I've ever heard in my life. Black people can't be racist. So basically, you're giving them a pass to be racist. Like I said before, there is white supremacy and there is black supremacy. White supremacy is KKKs. The blacks are Black Lives Matter, pro-black movement. Wow. This is why the black community is so messed up. This is why I don't like Stephen A. Smith. This is why I don't like guys who push that pro-black movement and all that other craziness. And yes, Sage still says some crazy stuff, but oh my God. Dude, I'm almost about to get a headache from this. I know. Oh, Derek Jones actually messaged me right now because he said they preach, like I said that minutes ago. They preach and endorse racism. That's why I can't get behind it. Oh my God! I'm so glad I'm going to have to get some rest tomorrow because really, it's really stupid. Oh my God! I can't even. This is really a hard pill to swallow. And this is why I tell people, if you want to be different, start creating your own business. And then when you start creating your business, you'll see how the world works. It's not what you think it is. Bunch of looters. Alright, so I'm gonna be off the air right now because right now my head hurts right now from this. I gave him a simple question, but he chose to be deflective. Like I say, I don't do all this bickering and arguing. God. I'll see you guys later. Take care.